Hi guys, good afternoon from London. Friday 29th of March, what was Brexit Day, which of course is now not. Let's have a quick look over the calendar for the remainder of the day and some charts at some possible areas to be aware of and trade ideas that could come through to fruition. We've just had some data out of the US which was worse than expected. The core PCE price index slightly worse, and the consumption as well coming in a bit lower than expected, and in turn you've seen the US dollar weaken a touch. Euro just pushing above its pivot and a strong area of resistance yesterday. You can see the next sort of area of resistance marked up around the R1. I'd be looking at potential point of support. However, you have had a break of this trend line, although albeit rather choppy this morning, as we look to almost make the low that we had back down on the 7th of March. But yeah, next resistance point I'd be having a look at would be up to R1. I think could be a decent point. S&P or equities in general have taken the lead from the DAX this morning, where we've seen a push higher, and the S&P right on that high of the week, or almost I should say, at 28.35 on the futures. Looking for a break of that up to 28.42. Cash open coming out shortly. Decent break of a trend line this morning. Retest of the low of the overnight low as a good area of support. Key level to be aware of should we have a bearish cash open. The high of the day that we broke through, 28.28. Another one to keep an eye on. 27.90, the low of the week, has held well all week. To get to that, well, you really want to see the pivot and this trend line go. Last day of the quarter, so one to keep an eye on. Oil, new high for the year. How do you feel, Donald Trump pushing through that high? Snapback though, 60.50, around about there, the top point of that. Looking at possible points to get in should there be a retest of R1 and this trend line, and $60 would be somewhere to mark up. But the way oil can move, I wouldn't be too surprised not to see a retracement there. But oil, new high for the year. Gold, a bit of a recovery as well across the board in commodities, and gold helping itself to that after a big day to the downside. We just had a final push here off that weaker European US data. So looking at 1300 and the pivot, it'd be a good point to take profit for anyone that is long. Looking at any of those previous lows, they will be attractive to people for an area to get short should we get up there. 1304, the next sort of resistance point, I would have marked up on that. But going back to the calendar for the remainder of the day, if we just have a quick look, you've got some Chicago PMI coming out shortly, and then University of Michigan sentiment numbers from March will be the main driver for the remainder of the day. Also at 2 p.m. UK time, you've got new home sales change, but the Michigan number will be the main one to focus on. That couple of speakers coming up, Kaplan, non-voter, and Fed's Quarles as well at 4:05. By then I imagine it'll be wind down for the weekend time, so hope you will have a good trading day and remainder of the session, and a good weekend to come.